Hello folks, this is Sula speaking, and you're watching a commentary video on League of Legends, this one featuring Karthus. This is part 2 of a video that I'm casting, and it turned out to be a very interesting game, so hoping to share that with you guys here. Okay, I have been leaning against an Anivia player, and a pretty good Anivia player, for quite a while now, and we've been going back and forth. Been an interesting matchup, just pairing up two casters here, two casters with somewhat rather similar abilities in a lot of ways. I talked a lot about Anivia's abilities in the last video, so if you're unfamiliar with her, Anivia tends to be a very rarely played champion, then you can check that out in the last video. Right now, I have a bit of an advantage because I have the Golem buff for extra mana and extra cooldown reduction, and Anivia does not, so that means that I'm going to be able to push the lane. And you can see how, right here, I'm pushing forward, although she's using her Glacial Storm. And right there, I was chilled by Anivia's Glacial Storm, and so then she followed that up with a Frostbite, and that did a lot of damage. And with my teleport being back up, I figure I'm just going to go back to base right now and heal that damage. No sense risking things and getting killed stupidly. I can also complete my Catalyst, and I can also complete my Mercury Shred, so it's a good purchase, and then I'll teleport back to the lane, and I can get back with very little experience lost. Just about no minion kills. So that whole trip takes just a little bit over 10 seconds. I'd say about 12 seconds maybe. One reason why teleport's very good when you're working with a solo lane. And then I get another request to use my ultimate from the top lane. And I don't directly get any kills, but I damage Jax so much that it allows Sunrise to get the kill with just one attack. And Veigar was extremely close to dying, but I think that he just managed to slip away. However, with Jax dead and with Veigar injured and having to go back to heal, that means that together, Mookie and Sunrise are going to be able to push on that lane up top. I get stunned here, and then it's followed up with that classic Anivia Frostbite combo. Excuse me, those names are way too similar. I keep getting them confused. But anyway, I got stunned briefly, and then while I was chilled, that was followed up with the big damage spell, Frostbite. So anyway, they're pushing on that tower up there and doing quite well. So right in terms of the larger picture of this game, we are just about dead even between myself and Anivia here in this lane. We are winning the top lane between Mookie and some occasional help from Sunrise when he takes a break from jungling, but we are losing the bottom lane. That's what's giving us trouble. And then Pantheon's going to jump in, but I'm way ahead of him. So yeah, not the greatest use of Pantheon's ultimate there. Not so much maybe for the delay, but just you could see how much of his mana it ate up. It ate up about a third of his mana right there. Now Pantheon, he can't fight me. He's what, 4 levels lower, and he doesn't have the range skills to do it. But he can cover this. He's just covering this lane right now for Anivia. Now Pantheon's going to jump on me, and then I'll throw down my wall to slow him, get in one hit. But overall, just sort of a harassment back and forth, not the greatest exchange. Now, Pantheon's come back. He's gone into the bushes. He goes off to fight Mookie, and that's not a problem, but then Sona comes in, or excuse me, not Sona, then Jax comes in, and that is a problem. I can see Pantheon up there is slipping away with, like, nothing left, and I probably should have used my ultimate, but right there... yeah, right there, Jax and Anivia came in, and now Anivia has picked up her own Golem buff, her own blue buff. So, yeah, mistake on my part there. I actually didn't notice this while I was playing, but I noticed this now. Pantheon slipped away with, like, no health left, so I could have killed him with my ultimate. So that was a mistake. Sometimes you see these things when you go back and look at these videos that you don't notice while playing, but there was a lot going on there. Anyway, Mookie said in our conversation, he said, I think I could have survived that if 2 other members of their team hadn't showed up and killed me. Which I thought was kind of amusing. Anyway, we pulled in other members of our team to help out, but nonetheless, we weren't able to stop them from getting a kill on Mookie there. Alright, so once again, we've gotten the first tower. We were able to take down their first tower up in the top lane, and we're doing well up there. But as I said, our bottom lane is in trouble. The Cho'Gath down there has been doing very well against our Donsky and mostly harmless players, our Ashe and Tristana players. And Donsky says down there they really hate me. I'm not exactly sure what context that was in, but yeah, our bottom lane has been having a little bit of a rough go of it in this game, which is something that we have to concern ourselves with. Okay, now before I had the advantage over Anivia because I had the Golem buff and she didn't, but now the Anivia player on the other side does have the Golem buff, which means that she can just use Glacial Storm over and over and over again, which means that our lane will keep getting pushed forward here. every time our minions come out, she'll try to she'll just destroy them with Glacial Storm, and then they'll push forward. And see there, we see Anivia looking to teleport back. We were hoping if she teleported back, we would have gone for Vigar in the bushes up there, which of course we can see because I placed a ward there. But since Vigar did not go back, we didn't try to go for a kill there. And he tries to throw down his Event Horizon, his stun, but it misses. And then Mookie and I will just clean up these minions pretty easily. Okay, and then Vigar heads off to the top lane somewhere. We can see him with our ward there. Now down at the bottom lane is in trouble. I was going to go back to base and go base and then teleport to it, but I see it's in more trouble than that, so I'm going to teleport down here to the bottom lane. We're going to leave Sunrise to cover the middle lane temporarily, and top is just going to have to deal with itself for the moment, because right now both players were killed in bottom lane, both Mostly Harmless and Donsky, I think Donsky got killed, not 100% sure. Anyway, so now we've come down here to try to hold this lane and see what we can do, and just generally deal with the situation here. I check the bushes with my Lay Waste. One of the nice little things that it can do is if you cast it in the brushes, it'll reveal if there's anyone there. You can also use Karthus's wall, but Karthus's wall is on like a 20-second cooldown, whereas you can cast Lay Waste basically once per second. So yeah, we check to make sure there's nobody there, and there isn't anyone there. So with now that Mostly Harmless has come back up, we're going to see what's going on here. Push forward a little bit. I do some good damage to Cho'Gath. He's just short of enough damage to kill him with my ultimate, so we're going to leave that be. Now, once that happens, we know that we hear that Anivia is coming down to support them, down from the middle lane. So now they're going to jump out, and now they actually have all 5 of their players here, and we only have 3, so this is a really bad fight for us. We're going to do what we can to try and get these guys here, but I actually get killed. And so I'm actually dead, but because of Karthus's ability to cast spells after death passive, you're not seeing that yet. So there, finally it kicks in. One of the problems here was that I didn't have enough mana to use my ultimate. I actually probably could have gotten another kill or 2 if I used my ultimate. And there Anivia slips away again because of her egg. It was obviously back up after the last time I killed her. And then Pantheon kills Mookie, which was a bad misplay by our team. I mean, Pantheon was almost dead. He only had a little bit of health left. And if Sunrise and Mostly Harmless had gone up to support him, we probably would have killed him instead. So that was a misplay by our team. That was a mistake. Meanwhile, while we've been having... So they won that team fight. They got 2 kills on us. I think we only got 1 kill on them. Meanwhile, while this bottom lane continues to be pushed, Donsky is up in the top lane. And Donsky, for your own knowledge, you're way too far forward here. They're going to come through the jungle and cut you off and kill you. So you see that Pantheon teleports in, and I was like, just shoot Pantheon, and then I can kill him with my ultimate. So that's going to work out. We do get to kill on Pantheon, but there's no way that Donsky's going to get out of there. So he gets slowed and trapped, and he's going to get killed. Again, Donsky, just for your own reference, you don't want to go that far forward by yourself, completely unsupported. You really are just asking to get grouped up on and killed by the rest of the enemy team. So don't do that just in general. If you're going to, you can push forward like that, but you need to know where the rest of the enemy team is. Like, if you're going to do that, you need to be able to see where the rest of the team is. Like, if you see 3 people down in the bottom lane and 1 person in mid, then sure, you can push forward in top, because that means that there's only 1 person who can come out and chase you. But that was a situation where we didn't have visibility on pretty much anyone. That was a misplay. Anyway, moving on. I'm back here in my familiar spot in the middle lane, laning against Anivia yet again. Our 2 champs balancing each other out very evenly. And I do a little bit better job of farming up those minions. Our lanes look to be in okay shape. Mookie is holding bottom. We have Mostly Harmless going to top to deal with that. The top lane's the one that's going to be in trouble next. I probably should have picked up some more wards. I would really like to have ward coverage here, but if you saw, I wanted to buy that Meki pendant at the end, and that used up all my gold. I didn't have any left over to buy a ward. Alright, so here we don't have visibility on much of the team. There's 2 of them bottom lane, but we're missing a lot of them. Now I'm going to come forward, and I know that the enemy team's going to jump out, so that's why I just get in 2 quick shots on the tower and then back off. And indeed, there's Anivia. She went to pick up the blue buff yet again, so now she will have it for the 2nd time. And that's why I was able to push in. So you kind of have to get a sense for these things in this game. After a while, you can just sort of feel how long you should spend at towers, how much, when you're going to be under pressure, that sort of thing. So she's going to come in and get in her Flash Frostbite combo, and you can see it did pretty good damage to me. Fortunately, though, now that Now that I've got these items, I'll be in better shape. But of course, she'll start stacking ability power. That'll increase the damage of her spells. This Anivia did a really good job of dodging my lay waste. She was able to avoid them without too much trouble. Now, I'd really like to go down there to help out in that team fight, but there's just, you know, I can't do that. There's just too much going on in this middle lane. I can't just abandon our middle tower. The mid towers are too important. You can give up side towers, and that's not that big a deal sometimes, but you can't give up the middle lane. Anyway, we get a kill down there on Cho'Gath, and then Vygar's trying to run away, and I was waiting to see, are we going to kill him? Look, I can see our team's not going to get him, so I'm going to pop off my ultimate and make sure he doesn't get away. So I get another kill. I believe I've gotten every single kill so far in this game off of my ultimate. Which in a way is almost kind of cheesy, but at the same time, I mean, you know, that's Karthus' ultimate. You might as well use it. Now, Anivia has taken a lot of damage, so that means that she has to be very careful about coming out to engage with us. That's why she's back there being so defensive. We could get this tower, except that we just don't have enough minions, so neither one of us can stand there and tank the tower. I mean, you're not going to be tanking with Karthus or Tristana, but we did manage to get it almost dead. So we'll be in good shape here going forward. And as much as I'd like to go forward and engage that Anivia, I mean, look, again, do we have minions? No, no minions. So we can't really get that tower. But I guess mostly Harmless might be able to get it if he just, you know, pops off his ability that increases attack damage. But anyway, so Donsky gets killed again, unfortunately, in the bottom lane. I've taken a lot of damage here, and because I have teleport, I want to go back to the base, and then I can teleport back into the fight. Let's see what's going on right now. Top lane's in good shape. It looks like a fight's breaking out mid. They are also starting to push towards bottom lane. So I'm going to pick up a Tear of the Goddess and picked up a Blasting Wand. Blasting Wand will give me more ability power. The Tear of the Goddess will give me additional mana and additional mana regen. I'm going to head off to the top lane right now, because that's the lane that looks like it's going to be pushed. Why didn't I go to the bottom? Well, Sunrise is right there, we were sort of like, Sunrise, you got to go cover that lane. Now look, Sunrise actually has no mana. He really can't do anything, but the other team backs off nonetheless as soon as they see him. Oftentimes you'll see that happen, even if someone's not really a threat. Just as soon as they see somebody coming out to defend a tower, they'll just back off regardless. Something interesting to keep in mind, particularly if you're pushing towers and you see someone has no mana, you know, you can be a lot more aggressive if you see that happening. But anyway, we managed to cover the lanes. They're mostly pushing bottom right now, I think. And there I actually walk into the bushes and then check it with Lay Waste, which is really stupid, but whatever. So as I walk down the river, I'm going to lay down another ward. And let's see, where is the other team? Well, we can see there's two of them bottom lane right now. Now Jax is coming up the river, and Mostly Harmless is just, I think, going to get this tower while we have the chance. Unfortunately, he gets annihilated in the process. I get stunned, but I'm going to be able to get out of it. And it looks like I'm safe, but oh no, then Anivia throws down an absolutely perfect wall, and then together with Jax and Vygar, the team's going to be able to kill me. Not a whole lot I could do there. That was just beautifully done by Anivia. So, you know, I'll just take advantage of my passive to cast a little bit after death, but this tower is going down. We're not going to be able to save it. Yeah, that was a bad push there, but by myself and by Mostly Harmless as Tristana. It's much my fault as his. I'm not trying to say it's his fault, but we got sucked forward a little bit, and then they're able to come in behind us. Would have been able to dodge that normally, but beautiful wall by Anivia. And here, I'm like, Donsky, turn and fight Jax! Donsky, turn and fight Jax! And he's just not paying attention. So Donsky just walks right by their Jax player, not doing anything. And I'm like, come on, guys, kill Jax! Come on, kill him! And here I realize, oh shoot, I shouldn't have popped off my ultimate there, because now I could kill these guys, and they're all so low. You can see Pantheon's almost dead, Jax is almost dead, but instead we get 3 of our people killed. We get Donsky and Mostly Harmless both killed, and Sunrise killed, and we don't get a single member of their team. Just a really bad team fight from start to finish by everyone on our team, starting when I got jumped on. Anyway, we're going to have to do a better job than this if we expect to win this game. But this part of the video is almost over, so check back soon for part 3. Thanks for watching.